welcome to another pick a card. My name is Felicia. This is Felicia Trees Tarot. I run a nonprofit in women's health called DIVAS Can Manifest that sponsors this free tarot channel, and this is another day of Vlogmas. Welcome to our December incentive. I love you guys so much. Today we're getting into a topic. Why are people intimidated by you? So we have pick a perfume, and pile 1, you are the little black dress. Pile 2, you are citrine. This one is one of the element edition perfumes that's available in Cosmic Intelligence. So if you guys want to give back to the channel, help us keep our lights on so that we can keep making this information accessible to all, I would greatly appreciate that. And then pile 3, you are LIBRÈ by YSL. Okay, so let's get into it. Pick your perfume and I'll see you in your selection. Bye. Pile 1, hello, welcome to your selection. So you chose little black dress, and that perfume smells so good. Actually, it's really affordable if you can find it online. But anyway, so why are people intimidated by you, pile 1? I think that they're intimidated by you because you're their leader. Okay, and that means that some of you guys, you're in control of their paycheck. Okay, so some of y'all, when they come around you, and you know, they just be on pins and needles trying to look like not a hair is out of place, so that they can make sure those checks, you know, keep clearing on the 1st and the 15th. Okay, for some of you guys, if you are a woman, okay, you are dangerously rich and very beautiful. So, and people can tell that you are very beautiful because of the simple style that you have. I think that your simple style is really like intimidating. This is somebody who may have become obsessed with your minimalistic aesthetic, and this was very triggering to them because they saw that you did not need a lot of different trinkets and things of that nature. All of, you know, your style was not gaudy, or maybe like you might be eccentric, but like I don't think that like it was, maybe like these are people who may have alternative styles, or people who people who were envious of your mouth. Okay, so this is gonna be, you know, I think that people who are envious of your mouth, they do a lot of different things to put up all these different costumes and things of that nature to distract us from that, right? And I think that like this is somebody who, while like something where they might have seen you wearing a simple black dress, or they see that your beauty is so refined and tasteful, and it just made them, it triggered their demon around them, like their mouth or something like that. Okay, I'm hearing your mouth intimidates people. The way that you keep I don't know, what is it about your mouth? Like some of you guys hate your mouth or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Why are people intimidated by you? We have Mars driving power. Yeah, I definitely feel like you guys could be leaders. You could be in positions of leadership. You can be important public figures. You can be celebrities. You could be, your role is infinitely like bound to like us, I think. And there is no reality that exists without you. These people, it's like something where this could even be people who meet you for the first time, or even strangers. They never forget your beauty, or they never forget you because they're you're their leader, and you have a fundamental imprinting on them in their life, even after they move on from working with you. I feel like these people are very intimidated by how driven you are. You are go-getters. You have a lot of action. You do a lot of action taking. You have a lot of momentum behind your intentions as well. And This is, I'm hearing people are very intimidated by you because you're black as well, is what I'm hearing. So for some of you guys, they're very intimidated by you because you're black as well. Someone's name is Catherine. It's like you don't need to do a whole lot, friend, to like, I don't know. You're like, I don't have time to be doing all that gaudy like accessories because you're so like, I don't know, something where you're so busy, you know, like ambitious and driven towards something else. We have Khadija, the mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven on earth for myself. You are quite literally heaven on earth. And I think that that's why you are so intimidating. I think that you are very divine, and people see that you are, like I said, some of you guys are dangerously rich, financial abundance, and I think it's been because people know that you're financially abundant, and so that means that you've been driven in your life. That means that you're driven to succeed, you're ambitious, you're goal oriented, you're hardworking people, you're focused on your goals. And if these are people around you or people who see you as a competition for the resources, this could be dangerous, okay? But for some of you guys, you are in a leadership position, and people see that the reason why you're in this leadership position, all flossed out and all financially abundant, with them contracts getting printed right now. The contracts are getting the contracts are fresh off the press, okay? I'm hearing contracts, financial contracts, wealth, artwork, money back secured, okay? And they know that you've kept a powerful spirit throughout this whole process. They know that you've healed your relationship with money, especially if you guys come from nothing, right? They know that you've manifested this financial abundance with a powerful ass spirit, and you deserve it, friend. You really do deserve it, okay? And people see that, you know, because you are in a leadership position, they know that you coming around and tell them what to do, okay? You tell them, you know, and they can't pretend, you know, it's like they know that you're not going to like sugarcoat shit, or they know that you're not going to like let them make excuses for why they're not spiritually and financially abundant. And so they know that you see through that like facade, this professional facade, or these people who come to work and pretend to care about work type of facade. Like some of these people, the reason why, like if you're coming around work, like I'm just getting an image of a boss visiting associates or something like that, okay? And people be on pins and needles or trying to act all buddy. They might even get really talkative or do something that like makes them uneasy or ill-tempered. And I think that like shows you that they're not really, that they're intimidated, right, by power, okay? It's because they really don't have any, and they know that you're judging them for not having. I mean, like, I don't know if you're judging them, but they might feel judged that you, by you, because they know that you're in the position of power. You know that you are in control, and so that's why they're intimidated and scared. LOL, friends. Okay, we have the Hermit. Some of you guys, we have Addict, and then we have the Shapeshifter. So, they're intimidated by you because they know that you can see their addictions, okay? You know everything. You know how they have had like their compulsive addictions. Because you're in the leadership position, like I said, you can discern people's disempowerment so quickly. And it's because of the intricate process of refinement that you've gone through, and achieving this has been offering you a deep perspective. You guys, people see you as a hermit. People see that you have definitely sought solitude to promote your creativity and to focus on your inner life and inner well-being. Some of these people, they see you at home a lot, or they don't see you, you know, you're very selective about who you hang out with and when you hang out. But you know, a lot of them, they are concerned by you really withdrawing from society, okay? They feel like you do not want to engage with anybody. And that whatever work that you're doing that involves, like, I feel like they're saying that you're just shape-shifting, that you are just projecting an image. But I also see that, like, this is not a bad thing, I don't think. I don't think that you're harming anybody as a shapeshifter. I think that you see the potential and the beauty in everything. But I think that there's been so many addicts that you faced, and you know that they will have this karmic challenge of passing some type of toxic judgment where they are not, where it's really like an addictive behavior pattern. Like, I think that you're surrounded by addicts, even if these are like people at work too. You know that they are not, you know that they're addicts if they're not evolving in life, if nothing has changed. Or something like that. Okay. I think people are really, really intimidated by you also, because I think that there was a period where you were not financially abundant, and there were people around you watching you, like addicts. I'm hearing that they were addicted to watching you and obsessed with you, but they were refusing to help you. Okay. And I think that you becoming financially abundant in their face made them very intimidated, because that was shocking. I think that because, like, they were not expecting you to be able to do this without having help, okay, or something like that. And some of you guys, you did it by yourself and provided heaven and earth for yourself, and did not rely on anybody, out of codependencies to help you become financially abundant. And I think that's also very intimidating, especially for men who want to date you, or they come in like, oh, I'll make your dreams come true, baby, or I'll wine and dine you, baby. And then you're like, I don't need that. What I need is spiritual abundance, okay? I don't need you coming in making some grandiose promises that we know you're going to break just to project the image of the one. Actually be the one. Actually provide something spiritually abundant, okay? But, these people, they know that you withdraw now. I think that you withdraw because so many people are, like, they always do something strange around you when they realize that you're spiritually and financially abundant, I think. Or you just realize that they're not spiritually abundant if they're addicts. And I think that that's why they become intimidated as well, okay? And they know that you're this driven and empowered person, and they're just this addict that can't control themselves. That's weird, okay? I think that they feel like you judge them. And so they definitely withdraw from you because they feel like you judge them for being an addict, okay? For being people who compromise their integrity and honesty, and have, like, an addictive pattern of behavior, okay, to have authority over their inner spirit. Something that they were doing that was violent and aggressive is what I'm hearing, okay? Because they were triggered by your beauty, maybe your sophistication, your education, that you didn't need all these gaudy accessories and all this stuff on the face. That's what I'm hearing, so much stuff on the face or something like that. Or you're just a very, like, you didn't need to do all that to get attention is what I'm hearing, okay? We have the Three of Pentacles. These are definitely people you work with, okay? We have the High Priestess, and we have the Ten of Pentacles, okay? I don't think that this is a lost relationship. I don't think that these relationships are lost. I think that these relationships, that these are people who are working to repair something with you, and they're working to, heal to achieve milestones with you after, I don't know, I think, like, you're not really, I think that there was a cycle where this person invested poorly, okay? And so maybe they invested poorly and refused to help you, and now you're having to kind of recover what led them to do this. I'm hearing that this was an addiction. This was something that was not making sense. This poor investment that this person, I'm hearing that you've hit a milestone and your wealth is maintained with this person. This relationship is still spiritually abundant, but I feel like there is a period of poor investment where there was like some type of addictive pattern that led to a period of wasted time. Okay, and I think that like you helped, like this recent milestone helped this person realize that was like a poor investment or an addictive behavior, and that makes them feel like really stupid that they were doing something on like compulsive. Okay, and so like I think that people are intimidated by you because you are intuitive about their poor investments. Like you're intuitive about where they have had like codependencies and addictions. These are not things that you should be investing in. You know what I'm saying? And so you guys have recently, like, these could even be self-loathing behaviors and other like negative things. And I think like that you just help them address unhealthy thought patterns and outmoded beliefs, and you're very discerning with the high priest. You are very like, you guys definitely work on things together, and you help these people you help these people you help provide heaven and earth on, with these people. Some of them have withdrawn from society, and this is like, I don't know, some of them have withdrawn from society because they cannot, I don't know, they cannot be, I don't know, they feel too much judgment about their addictions is what I'm hearing. I think they withdraw when they feel too much judgment about their addictions. Okay, places where they don't have integrity. Okay, or where they don't have honesty. And I think that like maybe it is not so bad as they're, I think it's just something where like it's around someone's poor self-image. Okay, something that they were doing out of a poor self-image. This person was truly lacking a sense of self-security, and so like now they regret everything. The Seven of Pentacles was a total waste. They regret everything, and even if these aren't like people you know very well, it's like something that you do to help them realize something that they regret, something that they wasted, something where they lost an investment, where their decisions didn't, pan out the way that they should have. And that can be very triggering. So that might be a projection onto you, but this is really something external. You're really helping them achieve more security. That's actually really beautiful in this group, friends. That's, why people are intimidated by you. I think that ultimately you help them hit a milestone. They feel like they really hit a new achievement when like working with you. You help people see the beauty in everything. You're like, okay, don't have regret about your past. Don't have regret about, the way things, used to be and the way things aren't anymore. And, the way you wish things could be, and mistakes that you've made. Just get creative and like get free. Have the drive. Believe in yourself. Keep going, right? Some of them, you do give them some money or something like that, like something where you give them some money or you give them a gift or something like that, and they feel like they just got a big gift from you, and that's also very intimidating. It's like they feel like they've received so much wealth and abundance from you, from working with you, especially helping them to discern what to stop investing in out of addictions. Some of this could even be subconscious behaviors that they're not even aware of, and they get really deeply in tune with what karmic loops they have going on a repeat. okay, where they may have had a toxic superficial expectation, where they haven't had spiritual abundance, where they've been spiritually impoverished, okay, and you put them on the path to recovering from hardships, recovering from drug addictions possibly as well, recovering from disempowerment. You make them strong. That's so beautiful, friends. Like, that's intimidating too, but they're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going though. Like, that's intimidating, but don't ever be afraid to boss up. Thank you so much, Pal One. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your selection. So you chose Citrine. This one's available in Cosmic Intelligence. So I would definitely be grateful if you gave back to us, help us keep our lights on, and make this information accessible to all. I'm getting immediately that the reason why people are intimidated by you is because you are psychic, okay? That's really intimidating. They feel like that you know everything and that they can't get away with anything. And I think that means that they probably have hidden motives anyway, right? So, but I think that, you know, even if you're very psychic, some of you guys still have projection issues, okay? So I think that you have been learning some new interpersonal skills in this, you know, in this cycle and with the collective as well. And you are also triggered by something from your past. This is a situation where you are still recovering from something from your past. So you might be you're still in the recovery process, so take things very slow. You're indeed very psychic. You definitely you have very good fortune telling. You have, you can always, I think that you always predict unexpected, like you predict things that will otherwise, you know, people would consider to be unexpected. You predict money coming in is what I'm hearing. You always predict when money is coming in, or you predict reconciliations. You predict a lot. So, but I think that these projections, it doesn't take away from the fact that you're very psychic. I think that it is a challenge in your interpersonal relationships. And this is the process of you learning some new social wellness skills, and like just and having a new emotional experience on your own. Okay, so why are people intimidated by you, Pal 2? People are intimidated by the way that you talk. People are intimidated by the way that you articulate yourself, friend. I don't know where this throat chakra came from. Some of you guys may have been very introverted or very quiet growing up. And so maybe you're out talking now and you're socializing and relating to people. I'm hearing you getting face to face with people. You're talking to people so much. You are just still learning. And maybe this is why you're having projection issues, because some of you guys you're still learning some interpersonal skills that you didn't learn as a child. Maybe because you guys got bullied or something like that, or something else. But anyways, so people, this is the way that you communicate. It reflects so much intelligence, and you just are smart as hell, okay? So people realize, I think that this is intimidating because people realize that they're dumb. People, and this could even be pretentious people as well, friend. This could be pretentious people who, like, they might even be rich, or they might have privileges, or they might have positions of leadership, but really these people, like, really do not have this deep knowledge. They're pretending to have a deep knowledge. They actually do not possess this deep knowledge. They're actually not communicating right. They can't. I'm hearing that you have a gift of gab, and you are well versed, and this is very intimidating to people, especially I think that people who may have hidden motives, or people who want to compete with you to to chat up a lot, right? Some people here, I think that especially your enemies, want to come around and try to chat around to try to make a lot more, to try to make social connections or something like that. And they'll try to like do a lot of talking and like pretending like they're reasoning about something, and then it's like really to do something catty to gang people up on you. And I think that when people come around and they be like the op, right? And they be like, oh, this person made me, like, it's like this person, this could be a tarot reader, some of y'all. This tarot reader will try to like channel you or like tap into you intuitively. They're obsessed with you and watch everything that you do, and they keep trying to like have a point of view about your life and do something catty by reasoning something and falsifying information. And so when people come around you and they start chatting up with you, right, it's like they get disillusioned by whatever information was falsified by this person. This person was not able to defend this false information that perpetuated an illusion about you, okay? And I think that that could be intimidating too, okay? Why are people intimidated by you? How to? Why are people intimidated by you? From the Divine Feminine, okay? Mao Shan, that's come out already this week as well. The Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving, and the energy of the universe is merciful. So I think that the tables really, this is intimidating because the tables really turned on these people. These people, the way that you communicated really was very giving and generous. You fueled people in this situation with so much information. It was abundant. And this energy is reflecting throughout the universe. You guys are internationally known, recognized, and that's very intimidating as well. You're known for being a good communicator. You're known for telling the truth. You're known for having lots of information. You're known for making all these different social connections and communicating deep knowledge. And these are people who were pretentious and pretending to have a deep knowledge that they really don't possess. And so you came around with the true reasoning and logic and skill, and this was a giving that was so abundant. And they see that this was merciful, that you chose to free these people, you chose to liberate these people, that this was a gift, or this was a service, this was a humanitarian work, this was something that you were doing, charitable giving back, philanthropy work or something like that. And that you were the one that, the tables turned, where someone tried to build a power out of abusing their power and falsifying information about you. And this may have led to something cruel and something that where people really turned a negative perception about you, but it was a false information. It was a it was a projecting of your image perhaps, but distorting a truth about you. It was really something that they were guilty of. And they see that this person failed and folded so hard because they could not communicate and reason around whatever false information they were trying to defend. And they see that you were redeemed in this situation, and that was very intimidating, because a lot of this is a notoriety. A lot of this is somebody who tried to do something cruel to you to put you down, but with some false information that they thought would ruin your career or to stop you from having these social connections or something like that. Stop people from liking you, and then people got the truth about you anyway, and you're really adored, okay, because of how much you gave in the situation. It was like you gave with a free and loving heart, and you were so compassionate towards people. You didn't you gave, like, you extended mercy and grace to a lot of these people, because that this person was a clown and made up a story. But for others, this person may have done something, and you really could have done something really bad to them in return. You could have, I'm getting that when it was your turn, you didn't even do them dirty the way that they did you, friend. You didn't, and they see that you had, like, you were just superior. in this situation. And that was like, that's intimidating, because it was like this person was so, it was wild that this person was able to falsify this information and to build this illusion. And I think that when that illusion broke down, that was intimidating to realize that these people were lacking really, really big pieces of communication skills that led them astray in the first place, friend, okay? And they see that you just gave back in this situation by offering a lot of information, communication, and coming in very objective and peaceful, okay? We have the monk. We have the pioneer. People are intimidated by you because they know that you... Okay, and then we have the hero. Yeah, I think that you're intimidating because you were the hero in this situation, okay? There was nobody that could save you, friend. All these people really fell into some big communication struggles around some false information that should not have, like, it didn't even make sense. And I think that when you debunk this illusion, you had a very big judgment of people. Okay, they feel like you have that this could be excessive. Okay, that you have an excessive judgment of these people, but I think that if it may feel excessive to them, but it was really something that was cruel and despotic to you. I also think that for some of you guys, though, you know, you have grace and compassion because whatever you were doing was new, inventive, and had never been seen before. And you have achieved something possibly that people could not have fathomed was possible. So this is also just intimidating to, like, get connected to a reality that is like a more fundamental truth that lies beyond the limitations of their limited scope and their limited communication skills and their limited education and intelligence. And they see that, like, it was because you, but this was actually, like, they see that you were merciful because you saved everyone. You know, you didn't let anybody fall behind, you know, when they were not able to accept legitimate constraints, when they were not able to evolve. They see that you gave so much information and gave them a lot of higher learning so that they could find their sense of empowerment, okay, and find the communication skills and the information that they're lacking that is keeping them bound in some type of negative judgment or some type of false information, okay? And I think that that's very intimidating, friends, okay? That's very intimidating. Your communication skills makes people feel that they're not intelligent, that they're not educated enough. Some people might think that you're stuck up or it's too snooty or something like that. But it's really because they're not educated or something like that. It's really because they're lacking communication skills. And a lot of them will take a negative judgment about what you're saying, and you're just like very clear and straightforward and objective about things. And so those are just two different temperaments that probably would not mesh well. So I think that a lot of people, you know, they are intimidated because they know that you really are not cool with them. You wouldn't really hang with them. You wouldn't really be interested in being friends with them or anything like that because they're not smart enough. And that's really intimidating as well. And just like they're just really codependent on you for clarity, and you have to keep explaining why you're not talking to them, or you keep having to explain, like, you know, why, like, you keep having to break down more illusions with the falsified information or an imaginal point of view, okay? And I think that, like, it's been showing mental illness. It's been showing the physical world is not spiritually abundant. And also, you guys have been doing something new and inventive and shocking people with how successful it is. And that made you the hero. Is that, like, you know, the only person that could really save you is you, okay? Because you're the only person that has the vision. You're the big visionary, okay? So you cannot have this expectation or this excessive piety, you know, with the physical world, because this has never been seen or done before, friend, okay? This is a brilliant, bright, new idea, and this is a new experience for everybody, okay? That's what I'm hearing. Just keep offering more communication, and I think that people can like evolve and, you know, delight in life's riches. Okay, but I think that this can, like I said, this intimidating thing, you know, the intimidation stems from, I think, could like lead to a mood swing. Like I said, could lead to triggers, and getting emotionally overwhelmed. Okay, so I think that this is because, you know, someone is really, you know, they got disillusioned really, really bad. And I think that this false story, getting disillusioned, makes people have volatile mood swings because they're like, wait, I cannot believe I thought that that was real. Or I can't believe I invested in that. Or I can't believe I formed that negative judgment because this desperate person, this manipulative person, this Queen of Cups in the reverse, falsifying information, was too disempowered, or they're just not the centerpiece because you are as the pioneer. And I also think that because you have such a negative judgment of a lot of people, that this may make these people feel overwhelmed in their other relationships, and they know that like them honoring your relationship perhaps would mean that like it would reveal a big negative judgment about these other people and make them feel really bad about themselves, if that makes sense. Okay, I also think that I think that there's a huge sense of mistrust that was instilled in these people because you're disillusioning a false information or a false paradigm or a negative judgment that was passed on you that was totally wrong. It was really just because you guys were pioneering towards something different and doing something passionate about the journey of personal empowerment, and someone did something manipulative and created a false story about you. And I think that there was so much mistrust here and gossip and emotional mood swings, and they just see that you just continue to provide them with more and more information and stand up to this challenge of this disillusionment. Especially because some of these people are making a lot of comparisons, or there's just so much mistrust that has been instilled after realizing that this was a false story. It's like, wait, like I can't believe, like I think that, like, does that make, like, that could totally instill feelings of mistrust if people made up a story and had been shifting a like narrative and seeing how it could prevail in a way. You'd be like, look, people will do anything, and it looks at it like, I think that makes them question you, or they're just like, there's so much pain and confusion here still that, you know, more healing needs to be done, more information needs to be done, or it just makes people feel like we're so dumb to even buy into this in the first place. I'm hearing because of so much information that you have around it, it makes it seem like it was something that you thought was common sense or something like that. It's like something you thought was common sense. Someone like passed a negative judgment or created a false narrative around something that it could have even been related to what you were doing. Like maybe there was a lot of judgment around what you were pioneering at first, and because you were passionate about the journey of personal empowerment, it became a success. But I'm hearing that like they may have like got caught up with the wrong idea of what, like a wrong assumption. Okay, so I definitely feel like you guys should check out the assumptions video. But yeah, this person is literally desperate, needy, keeps needing clarity, keeps needing more and more information. And I think that like nothing that you can do to help this person. Okay, there's nothing that you can do to help this person to stop feeling intimidated. This is not something that they can defend. It is literally just too intimidated to have a psychological wellness and relate to you in a positive way. Some of them, they feel so after, like, I think that some of these people feel like really judged by you because you see that they were lacking communication skills and believe the false narrative. But if these are the people who were manipulative and made up the false narrative, people are just like, they thought that those were the people that they could trust, and so they have been like getting caught up in like petty gossip and restless and just confused. Truly, some of these people are truly confused about who to trust in this situation, because there's someone who's been desperate and has been persistent at something. And so they're like, if this person's so desperate and persistent, then like, is that like, I don't know, like is that real, right? But I think that you just keep standing up to the situation and offering them more and more communication about how this is not valid. Something about it is not valid, okay? And I think that just like, I don't know, clarifying the Queen of Cups, it was literally something toxic, friend. It was not something that you could do, like, it was not something that they could communicate, okay? This person, I think that what happened is that, like, this person who was falsifying information or doing something manipulative, they could have been doing this to cause mistrust and intimidation. I think that we really, like, things have turned a bitter note to this person, okay? Just a little update around what happened with this intimidation situation is that, like, this highlighted people's tendency to be intimidated about you, and something about maybe you're communicating how people, and highlighting, like, with a lot of information, how people could be intimidated by you. And it just, like, this person really aligns with that, like, internal struggle and inferiority and intimidation. And so people realized that this was the person that they couldn't trust, that this was the person that was literally doing anything out of an internal struggle, and that this was not real, okay? And that, like, they were finally able to discern this after you saved your own day, after you were passionate about your own empowerment and closed this cycle with this person. Their judgment of this person turned negative very quickly, but I think that they could still be triggered by the past baggage. But I think that this offers so much closure and conclusion, and just releasing the toxic projection of this person. They were really the external factor that was creating mistrust, okay? That's what I feel, pal, too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know how this resonates. Don't forget to shop Citrine and Cosmic Intelligence if you enjoyed this message, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to your selection. So you chose LIBRÈ by YSL, and so let's get into why people are intimidated by you, okay? These could be people who you make feel very little. So I'm hearing you make them feel very little. This could be about their stature, but I also could feel like you make their role feel so little. Okay, I think that like this person played a big role in a community or in a network before you came around or something like that, okay? This could be someone's ex, and so this ex could feel really small in your role, like in comparison to your role, okay? This is where a masculine has put up a lot of boundaries out of chivalry, loyalty, respect, a love of honor, okay? Because they have learned to distribute a power between, around amongst their feminine energy, okay? Some of these people will lose full security. They could be fired from your person's organization. They could be blocked, no contact. Some of these people, they are left just professional. Some of these people are left as just their past, you know, people that they divorced from, their ex, their divorcee, their baby mama or something like that, okay, baby daddy. And so you came around, right? And some of them, they thought that they could use a child to assert authority over this person or something like that, okay? But, you know, if this isn't about a romantic relationship, I definitely feel like this could be just in general, where you come in and play such a big role in any space that you take up. You are literally a star in any room that you stand in, and that's a fact. But it makes a lot of people feel so small. It makes them feel so mundane. It makes them feel so mediocre. It makes them feel like such a privilege to be here, and you're just the merit, and by culture and by merit, and you're just some toxic projection, okay? They're just some stain, okay? They're just some superficial value or something like that. They're just some waste, some toxic waste, just some bad investment, just some illusion, right? Okay? And so, you know, you coming around as the divine feminine, perhaps, or divine masculine, you have the authority position. You call the shots, okay? You tell them what to do, friend, okay? Some of y'all are the mother, and you are in a committed relationship with somebody, okay? We have Neptune energy, your dreams and spirit. People are intimidated by your wild femininity, okay? Your Lilith energy. People are intimidated by your family and your, like, I definitely was getting like children and stuff like that, husband and wife, probably commitment, relationship that has a structure around it, okay? I feel like people are really intimidated by your glamour and your beauty and your commercial aesthetic, okay? Some of these people say that you're media trained, or that you're very, that you're like, you're commercialized, or you're very well in the media or something like that, that you know how to handle the press, okay? And that you are very popularized and sensationalized. Some of y'all are very, your dreams came true, and this is very intimidating to people, because it means that you had a powerful spirit to make your dreams come true, is what I'm hearing, okay? Very powerful spirit to make those dreams come true, friend. You manifested, okay? With Divas Can Manifest, and that's just the tea, friend. LOL. Shameless plug. LOL. So, why are people intimidated by you? Parvati, the goddess of devotion. Some of you guys, it's because you have a devotion to someone, and that makes you intimidating. This could be the person that you are devoted to. Devoting yourself to somebody is very intimidating. Like, I think that means that you're infinitely connected, okay? That means that you are together forever. That's what I'm hearing. Something where someone came around and they saw a relationship mature from when you were children, and they saw that you were so reckless when you were children, and now they are seeing you guys become very devoted, or they're seeing you guys like have a love that sustains, or they literally just see that you love someone, you're in love with someone, you're devoted to someone for how they made your dreams come true. Some of them, you are a love that doesn't leave. Like I said, they're very intimidated. This could literally be the partner, friend. They're very intimidated by your devoted love. Like, you're like, why you gotta be devoted? Like, that's very intimidating. Like, oh my god. Like, so some of these people will do things to see if you will leave. They will test you to see if you will leave, and you just keep sticking around. Then they come back to you. That's what I'm hearing. They keep coming back to you. Like, I didn't forget how you made my dreams come true. That's so cute, pile 3. Like something where they're trying to be mean or something, and you just over here blissed out, full of joy from how they helped you with something, and they're trying to be mean. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Yeah, I think that this person, they recently, I think this could be people seeing this as well, and seeing a devoted love is intimidating, I guess. But I think that what recently happened is that you were a love that never leaves, and I think that there was a cycle where somebody was being mean to you or something like that. Like a cycle with a lover that you were devoted to was being mean to you or something, and you were like, I already committed my love, and there's literally no reality that exists without you. Something where you guys are literally, this is a love that doesn't leave, and I'm getting that it might have to do with it being on a commercial, or it might have to do with it being some other type of security that cannot be severed. I'm getting that you guys are literally forever one. And I'm getting them say like this was our dream. Is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing them say this was our dream. Okay. So, and it came true. Okay, and it was because of a love that didn't leave. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. We have the Hermit in the reverse. We have the Artist reversed. Okay, let me see. And then we have the Midas reversed. Okay. And then we have the Father on the bottom of the deck. I feel like there was this cycle with this person who, when they were hoarding their emotions, like I said, some of them were being mean. Maybe they blocked you, stopped communicating with you. And I think they started to, like, when they saw your dreams coming true with one another, they started to feel like they got triggered by something else where they lost, like, where they thought they had a dream coming true with somebody, but they ended up losing money, okay? And this triggered feelings of mistrust, I think, okay? And I think that this person, some of them are in solitude, or they have they have been withdrawing from you because of some insecurities about their physical appearance. And I think it's because of something abusive that you did with your artwork or something like that, something abusive that you did on a commercial or through the television screen, something that you did that was very abusive. I don't know if this is your divine counterpart, but I think that if this was your divine counterpart, they wanted to get you back for something abusive that you did. LOL. Here's something. Both of y'all so hurt, friend. Like, if this is your lover, both of y'all are so hurt. But I think that because you guys have devoted yourselves through a commercial, or devoted yourselves through something that you cannot leave, that's very intimidating to each other as well, and it could cause you both to abuse your authority. I think that yeah, this is the shadow. This is not I think something that you did when you realized that you were devoted through a commercial. They said that you started abusing. I mean, you started abusing too when you realized your bag was secured or something. This is not funny, okay? But I think that you guys are, with Neptune energy, you guys are both kind of mentally ill, okay? Or you guys both have illusions or deep fears that have made you may have, like, be creating toxic projections, expectations. You guys are, this person or you have been very abandoned and rejected or withdrawn from society. And you know, you have had a toxic expectation that this person has had connection, that they have been cool, that they've been straight. And when you left this person, they were very lonely and full of sorrow, okay? I'm hearing that there was a very big sacrifice and a lot of cost to pay for this dream to come true. And I think that it may have hurt both of you. And I think that they see you as this talented artist now, but they see, like, I think that when you started to, they felt like you were using your talent to mistreat others. And they also some of them could be saying that you're posing as a starving artist. But I think that some things about your artistic image have come with a price to pay. And I think that it made this person, I'm hearing that when you withdrew, they felt disconnected from your spirit, or they projected your spirit onto someone else, okay? Especially some of you are unconventional. They may have had a fear of mistrust with you because of something unconventional, especially when you were being mean or they were being mean, or vice versa. Some way, somehow, there was an abuse of this position that you guys have that may have caused a period of, like, you guys were sorrowful, but I think that they got you back. I think that this was you, Fran. Something that you did where you left this person. Maybe you started hoarding your feelings and emotions, and you were not connecting with this person, and they had been working on a commercial, or they have been working on something for you, and they see that you were working also, but you had a dictator-like control, and that you were present, but you did not share your emotions. You withdrew because it was so much negative judgment around you and your relationship, I think, and around your artwork. Some of you guys, you were devoted to this person, but you may have had to withdraw from society to hone your artwork or to hone your skill, and they see that it was because you feared losing your wealth with them. You feared losing them to the gang stalkers. You feared something bad happening, okay? And I think that when you disconnected or started hoarding or ran away from the relationship, they were full of sorrow, okay? It is because this person loves you, and they love your spirit. And when you came back, I think it showed that you are in love with them. It shows that you are devoted to them, but you have been a starving artist, or you've made a lot of sacrifice for this, to get to this commercial, to get to this dream. And now that you're very talented, they see that you think that you can, they started to think that you were being mean or something like that, okay? And I think that it was just it was a hardship, but your dreams came true, okay? And I think that this is why it's intimidating, is because your devoted love led to a dream coming true, okay? So these feelings of mistrust are not warranted. Your dream came true with this person, so that is all the proof that you need. And the realities where your dreams did not come true with them are the things that you need to reject, okay? I just think that so many dangerous illusions and projections could have been happening because both of you guys have been rejected, abandoned, isolated, ostracized, or simply seeking solitude because you have so much fear and judgment of the negative world, of the physical world yourselves, and withdrawing from society because of so many possibly bad experiences that you had, okay? But getting connected to each other's spirit was the devotion was spiritual, is what I'm hearing, okay? And all these other physical constraints were so many fears and illusions, okay? And I think that that's why it's so intimidating, is that now that your dream came true, you're like, oh, all those illusions can fall away, okay? So yeah, this is the past baggage where you guys lost communications, and they can still be a little resentful about that. Okay, still a little resentful about that, but looking forward to a positive future. I think that you are, sometimes they could be cold, detached, isolated, or trying to do something to get you back for a period where you were gone, okay, or where you were hoarding emotions. Okay, they're trying to get you back for that. That's what I'm hearing. They were successful in getting you back, friend, and I think that you will never not be disconnected from this person's spirit. So I don't know what that means going forward. I don't know if the love is, I think they just commit to love. I think commit to just like, don't be intimidated by the past baggage, even though it felt like such a big hardship, and just focus on how your dream came true. Okay, and how it meant that your spirit was devoted, even if your physical body was somewhere else. Okay, I love you so much, Pile 3. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you in the next one.